Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2 2 2 2 2. Mic check 1 2 3 4. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. You're going to hear from District Attorney Sherry Boston. We'll take a few questions at the end, but just keep in mind that we're not going to be able to answer a lot of questions today, okay?
Good afternoon. I am Sherry Boston, the DeKalb County District Attorney. Thank you so much for joining us. I am here today to announce the indictments of one former and one current officer in the DeKalb County Police Department for their roles in the shooting death of 37-year-old Miranda Salmon. First, I want to give you a brief overview of the facts of this case. On November 4th, 2022, at approximately 11 p.m., Officer Russell Mathis and Officer Jordan Vance responded to a call about a stolen car parked in the driveway at a home on Autumn Crest Court in Stone Mountain. As part of their investigation, Officer Vance knocked on the front door of the house, which swung open. Officers Mathis and Vance entered the home. As they cleared the house, Officer Mathis opened the door of a second-floor bedroom and encountered Miranda Salmon sitting on his bed in the dark. In a matter of seconds, Officer Mathis opened fire, shooting and killing Mr. Salmon. Mr. Salmon had thrown a cell phone at Mathis. Mathis believed it was a knife. At the time of the shooting, Salmon was unarmed. However, a holstered gun was later recovered in his bedroom. I will note that Mr. Salmon was a lawful gun owner. Paramedics transferred Mr. Salmon to Grady Memorial Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Immediately following the shooting in November of 2022, the DeKalb County Police Department called the GBI to review the incident. In March of 2023, the GBI turned those findings over to our office, and we began an exhaustive review of the facts, evidence, and circumstances, as well as the relevant law, policies, and training protocols that apply in this case. Today, our team presented that information to a DeKalb County grand jury, and they agreed with our conclusion, indicting Officer Mathis on charges of involuntary manslaughter, a felony, and reckless conduct, a misdemeanor. Officer Vance was also indicted on reckless conduct. Following their indictments, grand jury warrants were issued for both defendants Mathis and Vance. We have arranged with their attorneys for them to turn in themselves to the DeKalb County Jail in the coming days. Officer-involved shootings are difficult and quite often involve challenging facts and circumstances. But since becoming district attorney, I have always made it very clear that my office will lead the charge on doing what is right, even when it is difficult or uncomfortable. I and my team have met with Mr. Salmon's family throughout this process to share our thoughts, and they are here today in support of our charging decision in this case. At the end of the day, nothing that happened here in this courthouse today will change what took place on November 4th of 2022. A life has been lost, and for that, I extend my deepest sympathies to Mr. Salmon's loved ones. But it is important that the people of DeKalb County know that I am steadfast in my commitment to uncover the truth and holding people accountable when they violate the law, especially those who have sworn to uphold it. Thank you for your time, and I'll open the floor briefly for any questions.
When was the last time your office has indicted a current officer involved in a OIS?
In a officer-involved shooting, the last case that we had was the Anthony Hill case, but we have on multiple occasions indicted police officers for conduct that was excessive, but that did not result in death.
And what about these facts that led you to this decision to present this case before the grand jury?
Well, it wasn't just the facts, it was also the law. There were several body cam footage of the incident, so we were able to review exactly what happened. And it became very clear to us, based on everything that we reviewed, that there was criminal culpability by each of these officers in this particular case.
Is this a message you're sending to the community, to law enforcement, making sure everybody is in check? Because I know anytime an OIS happens, you have the families who want answers, you have the side of the police, and sometimes I think families don't feel they're always investigated thoroughly. So is this sending a message to both sides that you guys are looking into this?
Well, every officer involved shooting case that has been sent to us per the GBI's protocols since I took office in 2017, I have been personally involved in reviewing each and every one of those cases. And I have made it a part of my protocol to meet with each and every one of those families and be there when we deliver not only the results of the investigation, but also the decision to either charge something criminally. And so these are difficult meetings to have. And I think those people that have been involved know about my commitment to holding people accountable if they break the law. But yes, today should continue to serve as a reminder that if reviewing these cases, we find criminal culpability, that we will absolutely present those cases to the grand jury and follow where the evidence takes us once they render their decision.
Are these tough? Because I know some DAs talk about, in certain states, it's really hard to file these charges because there's such a, I don't know how to say it, law enforcement has a wide range of what they can do, what they cannot do on the scene. Are these tough for you guys to actually move forward and make a charge?
Absolutely, they're tough. I mean, the one big, huge difference in presenting these cases to a grand jury are the very specific rules and procedures that we have to follow. And today, former Officer Mathis had the opportunity to testify in front of the grand jury, right? And so he did exercise that right. And so having any scenario where someone gets to come in and explain their conduct can create a larger hurdle in the grand jury process. But today, the grand jury heard all of the evidence and saw all of the video and made the determination that criminal charges were absolutely appropriate. But it's not easy. It's a difficult hurdle. This is just one hurdle that we have to jump over. We're just at the indictment stage. We're just getting through grand jury. Next, we move into the court of law, where we will face additional hurdles. But anyone that has presented a case against a law enforcement officer for a shooting death during the course of their duties and responsibilities, every prosecutor handling these cases will tell you it is not easy. It's a challenge, and I appreciate that this family is willing to go the distance with us and recognize that it's a challenge and understand that we have a long journey ahead of us to get justice for Miranda Salmon.
A question, the original GBI release, the narrative was the man did not comply, he reached for it by handgun and was then shot by the officers. What about your investigation and your findings have changed that initial police narrative?
Well, this is an open case, so I won't comment on the facts because we definitely don't want to try this case in the court of public opinion. But what I can tell you is that the facts that we have found, the evidence that we have found, is not consistent with what you just read.
Did the officers lie then?
I'm not stating that they lied. I'm just stating that the evidence is not consistent with the statements that you just read. All right. Thank you very much.